Hi there, my name is Aislinn Campbell and I'm the Executive Director of Grow Local South Texas, and today I wanted to give you a tour of one of our major programs, the Learning Garden at Tom Graham Park, which is located at 3808 Upriver Road and is near the Oak Park and Upriver Road crossroads that you saw there just a minute ago. So this is what's going to ultimately become our food forest. It's a community space, raised beds with trees. We will begin to work more and more on getting developed, more growing in these actual raised beds out here as we get a little bit further along. This is our first tree right here that we put out here on our very first time out here in the garden. So it's 4 years old now, and it's doing really well. It's a Mexican lime tree that was donated to us from Bay Area Landscape Nursery. This Sunday we're going to be hosting our annual neighborhood garden party, and thanks to some sponsors for helping us out with that. We participate in an after-school program with Oak Park Recreation Center, and they helped us get some decorations going for this week. As you can see, we do all kinds of different styles of growing here. We grow inside the fence, we grow outside the fence. We use all different kinds of methods of learning and permaculture style, sustainable, organic. Here's some information about Oak Park Recreation Center Garden Club that we've worked with them on a weekly basis. Every Sunday and Monday we are out here in the evenings, and every Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out here in the morning time. We are working to develop raised beds that can be up at a height that is easier for people with back and knee problems to get around. You can see that there is all different types of growing out here, and part of the reason that is because we actually have a apprentice work share program where you can come and grow in your own style while you're learning alongside other experienced growers, and then begin to get involved in the education with us, because one of the things that we've always learned is the best way to learn yourself is to begin teaching others. You can see there we've got honeydew that are starting to come in. It's been raining out here in Corpus Christi for several days in a row. Woo! Look at that big giant heirloom Cherokee heirloom tomato there that Michelle's actually one of our staff members that maintains this section of the garden over here. So I see there's some watermelon that are starting to come in there. You can tell the ground's very wet. It's actually rained today. It's been raining repeatedly. We've had some flooding in our area. Look at that, tomatillo plants, beautiful tomatillo plants going over here. Over here on this end is our truck entrance. We have plans to do some master planning and kind of get this more of an included closed-in area for the neighbors. So you can see that we have a neighbors, we're very close to a bunch of neighbors all around the park. So we want to do our part to kind of keep this a beautiful site for them to look at as much as we can as we're learning and growing. If they're willing to work with us, we figure out how to make solutions to problems and concerns. This is a new thing we're doing this year. That's something we've never done before. It's actually a passion fruit. And so once it gets ripe, we'll have passion fruit for our volunteers and for the farmers to take to the farmers market. Like I said, we're growing a material yard here that we'll do our part to get cleaned up really nicely. This is actually the area of the garden that I grow in, one of the areas of the garden that I personally grow in. I'm really interested in using circles and kind of a traditional natural way of growing, kind of an intensive biodynamic growing methods. I have a lot to learn still, as you can see, but I love to teach and learn alongside everyone else. This little area over here is the area that we've been mostly gardening with our Oak Park Recreation Center kiddos. Tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, things like that. This is our composting section over here. You can see we are using different styles of composting and trying to learn best how to utilize those throughout the year. You can see here that, yes, we are in a neighborhood and we are in front people, but what a nice buffer we've created between the neighbors and some of the commercial construction that's happening across the street, commercial areas that are happening across the street. You can see one of our little Oak Park kiddos helped us make these really nice signs, and they said the garden days are always the best days of the week. They love coming out to the garden. They love cooking with us and things like that. So anytime you're out, we'd love to have you out. We certainly hope that you'd be willing to join Grow Local South Texas, become a member. and support our continued efforts. This is a garden that's been growing now for 2.5, nearly 3 years. And we've got a long way to go, but we've really grown a long way. You can see right here, there's a lot of corn. We do Three Sisters growing style with our kind of some native growing techniques. We also do not consider sunflowers a weed. They feed the birds around the neighborhood. They help to create a phytoremediation, which basically is that they protect from environmental pollutants. They absorb environmental pollutants. In the future, we hope that this big, giant, beautiful area out here will get turned into a kids' garden, a big, giant kids' garden play area. We hope to be able to take that little patch of trees down over there and make that space a little bit more effective and utilized. We have a long way to go with infrastructure out here, but we are very confident that we're going to be able to get a lot of this stuff figured out. So I want to show you one last thing before we're done here, and that is our educational beehive that is run by the president of the Coastal Bend Beekeepers Association. It's a professional beekeeper himself. And inside this little fenced-in area, we have an educational beehive, and you can see that the kids from Oak Park also made us some signs. And my favorite part of the garden is the bees, and that's one of our kiddos saying that. So they really love that. One of the things I think is really cool was they got to see how the bee works. Dennis talked to them about the beehive, and then they actually got to see honey spun out of the beehive, and it was used to make kale salad for them. And I was just at a conference where one of the farmers that sells food into the schools was saying that he couldn't get the kids to eat kale. And I said, well, throw some honey and some citrus on it, and the kids will actually absolutely love that kale. And that's one of the things we've learned from them. So anyways, this is a big, big project, the community supported, and as long as the community supports it, it'll continue to thrive. We hope you'll come out anytime, visit us, and see what we're up to. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.